Techworthy Attorney. Welcome to the Techworthy Attorney. I am the Shake and Bake, also known as the Techworthy Attorney. The Shake and Bake on the SOL podcast, which you should check out when you're not watching these tips and tricks that I like to put out there every week. Of course, joined by another co-host on the SOL podcast. This is Kelsey, aka Special K, and she's here with me today to provide a little emotional support for the tip we're going to throw out today. And as I've discussed before, the purpose of the Techworthy Attorney is to give you some of the tips that I use so that it makes your life a little less stressful, possibly opens up a little free time. It's always good for everybody, have a little extra free time worked up in there. But some of these tips might be apps. They might be just tricks that you can do on your existing phone. Might even work in something pretty exciting coming up here soon where you may find me in my kitchen. And you're probably asking yourself, how is that going to be any kind of technology tip? Well, you just don't know. So you got to stay tuned in. It's going to be fun. You'll get to see me cook, or at least maybe use technology to cook. That's the only hint I'm giving today.
Okay.
Does that sound fair?
Is it that you can preheat your oven from an app on your phone now?
That's another tip.
Okay, I was going to say that's
Or at
old
least-
news.
Yeah, it's a little bit more advanced than that. But I think for anybody that's on the run, especially lawyers that are here, there, and everywhere, it's going to come in really handy. It certainly has for me. But that's another show. Today.
But that relates sort of to what I was going to ask you about today.
Okay, ask away.
Being on the road all the time, you're a busy guy, have to drive around to meetings and stuff. And I know
Yes.
you have to take phone calls while you're driving sometimes.
Yes.
So when you're driving and you don't have the ability to take notes about your phone calls, how do you keep a record of what you talk to people about so you can refer back to it later?
It's a great question, and it comes up all the time, especially on the road or even now in kind of a remote setting. Sometimes even after a court hearing, there are just so many different things going on at one time. It is difficult for anyone to think back. What did I do 3 days ago? Who did I talk to? And what was the context of that conversation? Now, here at the Baker Law Group, we use case management software that's very helpful in keeping us organized and going back. We have monthly meetings. We review all of the cases to see where we're at. But I know many times, and you can attest to this, Kelsey, during the meeting, it'll be like, well, I know I had that phone call and I think they told me this, but not having a record of it can get very, very cloudy in terms of what exactly was said. So how does the Techworthy Attorney get around this? Now, there is a feature like this already on the iPhone. You're aware of it, right?
I am not.
Well, it's the basic dictation feature that you have. If you bump the button, the little microphone down in the corner, and then it picks up things that other people are saying. And next thing you know, you've sent a text message that makes no sense.
Yes.
That's
been
one
there
of the
before.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm not a huge fan of it. It certainly works in a pinch, but what I found is it's just not as accurate as another product that's out there. And it's a product that we also use on the desktop version. Now, we'll do that on a different show. Today's show is more oriented towards the mobile version. And this is called Dragon Naturally Speaking. A lot of people have used this over the years, but a product that is not necessarily new, but I will say has strongly improved because they always had kind of the best product out there for desktop dictation. But for mobile dictation, there wasn't a whole lot out there that was good. They had introduced this app, I would say probably somewhere between 5 and 7 years ago, and it just wasn't very good. It didn't have the same accuracy that you could get on the desktop version, probably because the processors on the computers were much better than the processors on the phones back then. Things have changed significantly in that field. So now you can do this on your phone with Dragon. It's a monthly subscription, but let me just move over to what this looks like on the phone. And I'm going to blow this up a little bit. So this is what it looks like when you open the app. And what you're seeing here is just a basic dictation page. It's an empty page. And you're going to go down to the right-hand corner and you're going to hit the button just like kind of on the iPhone, but much larger button. So probably not inadvertently, you're going to hit this one on purpose. And when you hit it, you can just dictate into your phone and it's going to type it out. So let's try it one time. I hope this works because we're in the middle of one of our podcasts.
What's the verdict?
The verdict is it's absolutely perfect. I hope this works because we're in the middle of one of our podcasts. And that's what I'm saying. The accuracy on this is far superior to that of the iPhone. Can't speak to Androids, but I know that I've seen people have to correct a lot of what they do on both iPhones and Androids. So this is fantastic. Some other features that it has that's really great is if you come over, you can see you can link directly to Dropbox.
Nice.
So if you want to dictate the contents of a phone call, then you can move it right to Dropbox and have access to it. Especially if you're on the road and you want to make sure it makes it into your case management system. You can email it. So if I have to dictate something to maybe send to Kelsey to put into our case management system, easy peasy. Also, you can link it to Evernote. I'm not a big user of that. I know a lot of people are, but it's there. And then custom words and auto text is kind of cool. Auto text, if you've got something that you say a lot. So let's say I'm driving, I don't want to, have to do a long dictation, but it's something I need to go back to the client. Like, I'll give you a call later. I'm in the middle of something right now. Or here's a link to reach out to me later where you can schedule a time. Whatever it is, I can auto text that so that it's already in there. And then if I need to fill in the substance around it with some more dictation about what's going on, easy to do. Not a problem. So it's got a lot of other features. But most importantly, if you care about accuracy and you don't want to find yourself dictating, then going back to the keyboard, ding, 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 and trying to correct it. And this is by far a superior product. There's also, I'll pull this up here to give you an idea on price. I personally don't think it's that expensive for what it does. It's an annual subscription, and you've got a choice. You can do the $150 for the year, or you can do $15 a month. So if you're somebody that's on the go a lot, $15 a month to make sure you don't have to second guess yourself later about what was said, or priceless, or what was done at court. It's a pretty good gig. So that is Dragon Anywhere, not to be confused with Dragon Naturally Speaking, which is the desktop version. Same company, but and frankly, in my opinion, at this point, same quality product, but a great resource for an attorney or anybody in the industry that you've got to be on the go a lot. You need to make sure you're not missing the contents of certain conversations and or events that take place, and you want to make sure you get it right then, right now, and you can shift it over to one of your other applications to make sure you don't forget it. What do you think?
Perfect.
Pretty decent, huh?
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a keyboard and you're trying to peck it out while you're driving, not safe.
Yeah.
We would strongly discourage that here at the Baker Law Group as we do accident cases, which also never forget, if you've been in an accident, make sure you give us a call. We're always here to take your calls and help you through the experience. We can make it probably it's never going to be a great experience, but we can make the experience much better for you. And that's what we're going to try to do. But until next time, this is the Techworthy Attorney with Special K.
Woo!
And we're signing off. We'll bring you a new tip next week. Techworthy Attorney.